Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I was watching a video from OTRS about how WWE are racists because black people have never won the WWE Championship. Now, myself, yes, I have called them racists when I made lists of videos. I've never really given it a lot of thought. And that's what I done today. I was thinking about it. Are they really racist? Can we really say for a fact that they're racists for this stuff? Just playing devil's advocate a little bit. And then I think I came up with some pretty good reasons as to why they are not racist. Okay, so here's a list of guys. I was watching a bunch of vids. Guys that they say should have become world champions. And some of these names are just ridiculous there. Shelton Benjamin. Yes, Shelton Benjamin was very athletic. He could do stuff that nobody else could do in the company. But he had no character. He was plain. He sucked on the microphone. WWE, you need to have star power like a Ric Flair, Hogan, Steve Austin, The Rock, which I'm going to talk about later. You need big names. You can't just grab a Shelton Benjamin with zero charisma, zero entertainment apart from wrestling moves there, and put him as the face. You can't do that because the company's going to go out of business if Shelton Benjamin was to become WWE champion. Ahmed Johnson, that's another name that was thrown around in the past. He claims he should have been champ and they're racist, which is why he never became champ. Ahmed Johnson sucked. He wasn't a good wrestler, wasn't good on the mic. Nobody would have paid big money to come see Ahmed Johnson. You know, like, get the fuck out. The guy didn't deserve to be champion. Ron Simmons, he did win the WCW world title. That is a big accomplishment for him. But that doesn't mean that WWE automatically should put him as champion. Back then you had Steve Austin. Imagine this there. You know, fuck the Steve Austin stuff. Let's put Ron Simmons as the star. Let's try to give Ron Simmons his chance there during this period of time. We're gonna make him as the top guy. Ron Simmons was not good enough to be the champion, especially not in the Attitude Era. It was full of good wrestlers. Why should they give it to Ron Simmons when he wasn't close, not even close to the real champs back then? I mean, come on. And his run in WCW, very forgettable. Nobody gave a fuck about that run. D'Lo Brown, I've seen people mention D'Lo Brown. Fuck off. D'Lo Brown, not even close. He has zero reason to even be, you know, imagine that he could have been a champion. No reason. MVP, you know, he was good. He had, you know, he looked like a guy who could become a star. But he quit. He left way too early. And when he was there, he was not good enough to be the champion. They can't just give him the belt if he can't draw money. R-Truth, at one point, I believe that he could have been a star when he lit up the cigarette shit like this. But it wasn't in the script for him to win. And straight up, let's be honest, R-Truth, you know, you think they have low ratings now. Perhaps one day R-Truth might become WWE champion. He's still a young guy, well, not that young, but he still has a chance. His career isn't over. But right now, put the belt on R-Truth, put him as the world champion. You think that's what people want? Right now, people want Daniel Bryan as the champ. They scream his name in the arena big time. Okay? Well, fuck this. Let's give it to R-Truth. He's gonna win. He's gonna bring in money. I don't think so. It wouldn't work for R-Truth to be the big champ. Not at this time. Kofi Kingston. Again, not good enough. Straight up. What would Kofi Kingston do? That's the main event at WrestleMania. Kofi Kingston against Ryback. That's big money right there. Kofi Kingston's gonna sell lots of t-shirts. Mark Henry. This guy won 2 world titles. The World Heavyweight and the ECW. And people say that's not good enough, that he's there 17 years or whatever. He's a big millionaire. He won a couple world titles. Not good enough. He should be the champion. And I say why. People say Cena shouldn't be champ. 5 moves of doom. Mark Henry has 1 move. And that's it. 1 move. He was the champ, world and ECW. And was he a great champion? Was he somebody who you think deserves to be world champ of WWE? No, he was just there, being boring as champ, straight up. You know, why should Mark Henry be WWE champion? There's no reason for it. And they even tried him out to see what he looks like as a champ. And he's, you know, just there. He's not even a big star when he's champ. Junkyard Dog. Junkyard Dog was very popular, but in the Hogan era, it would have been retarded to take the belt off of Hogan and give it to Junkyard Dog. Nobody had a chance back then. There's a bunch of white guys that were good that didn't have a chance. Only Savage, Warrior, and Andre became champ during that time, and it was all Hogan. Imagine taking off Hogan and giving it to Junkyard Dog. It would have made 0 sense. Bobby Lashley. This guy was being pushed big time. They gave him the ECW title. He lost against Cena in a big high-profile match, but then he just quit. He might have been a 5-time, 6-time world champ by now if he would have stayed, but the motherfucker quit. Okay, you can't just become a champ like this. They have to have guys like Flair's, Hogan's, guys that are good. You can't compare fucking Ron Simmons to a Ric Flair, Shelton Benjamin to a Hulk Hogan, D'Lo Brown compared to Steve Austin. Do you see the difference there? It's not just because they're black, it's because they suck compared to the real big wrestling stars. It's not racism. They have to put the best guy at the top to bring in money and ratings, and the black guys that I mentioned here were not good enough to be put in that position. Maybe one day there's going to be a black guy that's going to be just as good as Flair. On the mic, he's going to look cool, stuff like this. He's going to have the total package. So far, there is not a black guy who had all of that to be a giant star in wrestling. That's just the way it is. Couple of arguments that people mention, the stereotypical gimmicks. That shit is just for fun. It's entertainment. It makes people talk. If a black guy would just come out,
my name is David Johnson. I watch TV and I love fishing and stuff like this.
You know, why would people like him? Hey, there's a plain guy that's, you know, they put gimmicks on those guys to make stuff fun, not just for, you know, black people. They've done this with all sorts of different wrestlers of different races. What about Kerwin White or whatever? Holy fuck, racist against whites. You know, you don't hear whites crying because of the Kerwin White gimmick. It's just for fun. It's part of the show. It's not, I don't know, Kamala, if he would have been given a serious gimmick, he would have been the best champ ever. No, if Kamala wouldn't have had his gimmick, nobody would ever know about Kamala, and he never would have made money in the wrestling business. They're characters. It's a television show. They have to get over with shit, not just come out, be plain. You know, then you have just a Shelton Benjamin.
I'm a plain black guy.
You know, then he dyed his hair blonde.
I'm the gold standard.
Well, that's nothing. It's not entertainment.
Oh, let's give this guy the belt there. No character.
You know, that's why they do these gimmicks for fun. They've done racist style stuff. That's mostly shock value, comedy. You know, they've bashed Canada lots of times. You don't see Canadians crying about bigotry. It's entertainment. We laugh when they mock Canada, shit like this. It's a part of the show, for God's sakes. And like I said earlier, wrestling is fake. You need a big star, a guy that can bring in lots of money. Is Kofi Kingston gonna sell a bunch of merch? Mania fucking seats? No, he won't. That's why these guys haven't become world champ. The Rock was WWE champion. He is half black. You have had a black champion. When people talk about The Rock normally, they're, oh, Rock, great black wrestler. He's a black wrestler. I relate to The Rock, blah, blah. But then when they talk about the racist argument, he ain't black. He's half black. He's not black enough there. It doesn't count. Bullshit. Right there, you're being racist against The Rock. He's not black enough to be considered a black champ. He was black. He is black, for fuck's sakes. Oh, it doesn't count. Fuck off. He was black, okay? And look at The Rock. Way better than these other completely black guys or whatever. The Rock was a superstar, a real star. He's in Hollywood now. McMahon saw that he had this in him, the star power. That's why he brought that shit out of him and made him a star. You understand? The other guys don't have that. Kofi Kingston isn't good like The Rock. So, you know, you had a black WWE champ. Booker T, Mark Henry, Bobby Lashley, they won world titles in the WWE. It might not be the WWE title, but they won world titles, and The Rock won a WWE world title. There aren't any Vietnamese champs, no Eskimo champs, for example, and nobody calls this racist. You've had a half-black WWE champ, 3 other guys who won world titles in the company, and for some reason, that is racist. Makes zero fucking sense. You understand? Makes 0 sense. No racism there. You've had black world champions. Stop lying. There's lots of non-whites, a whole bunch who won world titles, WWE titles, and that includes black people that have won world titles. So, no racism. You know, Ahmed Johnson should have been WWE champ. He didn't. Therefore, the company is racist. Fuck you. Garbage arguments like that do not work. People like to accuse people of being racist for no reason, and that's one of those fucking situations right there. WWE employed a lot of black guys. They made lots of black guys become millionaires. If they were racist, they wouldn't have any black guys on their fucking shows. Alright, lots of black divas that were given women's world title. Stuff like this. What about that? Like Jackie. Didn't Jackie win a world title? Maybe she didn't, I don't know, but no fucking racism there. Zero racism. Until next time. Peace.